How's it going, everybody? Marvel the Cross 316 back with another comic book flashback, and we are now looking at the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 35. This issue came out in April of 1966, and as we look at the cover for today, we have none other than the Molten Man. Now, we haven't seen the Molten Man since issue number 28, so it's exciting to see him again as he makes his second appearance in this issue. And we have the title for this issue, which is The Molten Man Regrets. What could be the Molten Man regretting? We'll come to find that out in this issue. But as always, this is brought to you by Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, and Artie Simek. So don't go away, folks. Don't click away, because we're about to look at an exciting issue here. And if you haven't already, go ahead, give this video a like, and then subscribe if you have not, because you will see more exciting videos just like this one on this channel. So let's go ahead and get started. So we start out the issue here. We have the Molten Man, and it looks like he's being released from jail. And we see that the man that's letting him out says that because of the unfortunate accident that occurred way back in issue 28, that he's going to let him go, on top of the promise that the Molten Man is going to pay for the damages. So he suspends his sentence, and this guy's name is Raxton. Remember, that was his civilian identity, Raxton. So he lets Raxton go, and so the Molten Man, right off the get-go, is planning and scheming and plotting to get revenge on none other than Spider-Man. That's his main goal for this issue. As we come to find out, the Molten Man is wanting to get revenge on Spider-Man for putting him into prison. So we pick up here, we have this man visiting a jewelry store. It's a shop, and he says, you know what, I want the finest jewels that you can have. And don't worry about the price, just give me what I want. But right off the get-go, we have this guy in the green suit shoves the store owner, and it looks like it's a robbery. So the store owner grabs out his gun, as he should, and he's about to defend himself. He shoots off the gun, but it looks like it has no effect on the guy in the green suit. The store owner thinks, oh, he's just wearing a bulletproof vest, but it comes to find out that it's not a bulletproof vest. The guy in the green suit grabs the gun and crushes it like an eggshell. It just so happens, coincidentally, that Spider-Man is swinging up on the rooftops, hears the gunshot from the jewelry store, rushes in and sees this is what's been going on. And then we have this confrontation. We have this guy in the green suit punches Spider-Man and doesn't let up. He just punches Spider-Man with these heavy blows. And then the store owner cries for help, for the police. The robber gets afraid and runs for the scene. And so Spider-Man's like, get out of the way, I'm trying to catch this guy. But we see right here that Spider-Man loses track of the thief. The thief runs back to his place, and it comes to find out that this was the Molten Man. The Molten Man was in disguise the whole time, trying to pull off this loot, trying to pull off this robbery. So he's like, Spider-Man's just not going to get my way again. That's not going to happen. Next time, I'll finish him off for good. So we see right here that Spider-Man's trying to track this guy down, but he just can't find him. So he comes back to his civilian identity as Peter Parker. He comes back home, tries to do some schoolwork here, and he's thinking to himself, you know, out of all these guys that I fought over the years, this guy's punch felt like iron. And when he mentions the word iron, when he's thinking about the word iron, he snaps his finger, and it's like a light bulb moment for Peter Parker. It's like, this has to be the Molten Man. This just happens to be the Molten Man. Maybe he was in disguise the whole time. So we just see the genius of Peter Parker here figuring out who this guy really was. So Spider-Man gets the idea, you know what, I need to go back to the old hideout of the Molten Man where he used to live and kind of keep tabs on him and see exactly what he's been up to. So Spider-Man goes to his residence, Molten Man's residence, and he pretty much waits outside on a rooftop. And it just so happens that the Molten Man comes back to his place. A light comes on. Spider-Man's peering through the window. And Spider-Man places a spider tracer on the Molten Man's jacket just to keep tabs on him. As we recall, Spider-Man has these spider tracers so that he can keep tabs on these important characters. And so, as Peter Parker returns back to his normal life, he's doing lab work, he gets a signal from his spider tracer, and so he starts following, Raxton, who is the Molten Man. He follows him around the city, but Raxton seems to just be doing normal stuff. He's not been up to anything that may indicate that he's up to no good. So Peter Parker finally returns back to his study. He gets another signal, turns to Spider-Man. He's like, you know what? I gotta stop neglecting my studies just to see what these guys are up to. And so if this is just Raxton doing whatever he's doing and there's no indication that he's not up no good, then I need to just forget the whole thing. But we see right here that the Molten Man is actually up to no good, as we see the Molten Man going into this hideout and he comes out in another disguise. So Spider-Man finds out real quick that he had the right assumption that the Molten Man isn't up to no good. So we see right here that the Molten Man, as in this disguise, is going to try to pull off another robbery. He snaps these cords, the electrical equipment. Spider-Man's getting all this footage right here. He's clicking, and this is for the Daily Bugle. And so we see the Molten Man's going to try to do another robbery here. He uses his metallic skin to unlock the combination to this vault. And then Spider-Man catches him on the scene. And this is where we're going to see the fight break down. Great action scenes just about to pop up here, folks. It doesn't get any better than this right here, folks. So Molten Man and Spider-Man's just about to go at it. And one page after another, we're going to see great lines here like brack and between and all these sound effects, onomatopoeia right here for those English folks that are watching this, these grammar people that love grammar. I don't, but still, some onomatopoeia going on here. Splat, kaboom, kabwop. All this cool sound effects. Reminds me of the Batman 1966 show. But here we go right here. The Molten Man grabs a hold of Spider-Man here. He has him in a bear hug. Spider-Man's it looks like he's helpless here. But Spider-Man leaps up on the roof, and Raxton, who is the Molten Man, can't hold on forever. Raxton jumps back down. More action taking place right here. And we have the Molten Man. He crashes this window with this furniture. And then Molten Man tries to make his escape. Spider-Man's still on his trail. He has his spider tracer to help track him down. And Spider-Man catches up to him. And all of a sudden, the Molten Man leaps right on top of Spider-Man. Gets him off balance here. And it looks like Molten Man is about to defeat Spider-Man. But Spider-Man had a trap for the Molten Man all this time. He's going to use exactly what he did last issue and try to hogtie the Molten Man. So let's see if it works again. So he gets Molten Man's arm, wraps it around with this rope here, and it looks like he's about to do it. He gets both of Molten Man's arms, and it looks like he got him. Spider-Man is successful in hogtying the Molten Man, webs him up, and contacts the police. And so right here we have the defeat of the Molten Man. And Spider-Man promises the police that he has evidence that the Molten Man was the one that pulled these robbery attempts. And so how exactly is Spider-Man going to prove that the Molten Man is the one that did these robbery attempts? Well, we have photos, proof of showing that the Molten Man was changing disguises this whole time. Because remember, Spider-Man was taking photos for the Daily Bugle for his other identity as Peter Parker. So Peter Parker, after changing and back from Spider-Man and all that fight with Molten Man, he comes to the Daily Bugle, and here we have, as we recall, Betty Brant quit the Daily Bugle last issue, so we have this brand new female worker here, and she gives Peter Parker an old photo that Peter Parker had given to Betty Brant. And so Betty Brant has left, and Peter Parker's a little upset because he really didn't want that to happen. He didn't want Betty Brant to leave his life, and he's afraid that Betty Brant went off to marry Ned Leeds too. So the lady's like, "Aren't you going to wait to collect your check?" And Peter's like, "I'll just let Jameson mail it to me." She's like, "Wait, don't forget your picture." And we see right here that Peter Parker throws away the old picture of himself that he gave to Betty Brant, and we kind of end the issue off on a sad note as Peter Parker walks away, knowing that Betty Brant has left his life, perhaps for good. So that's how we end this issue. And starting next issue, we will see a brand new villain. We don't know what his name is, but we're excited to see exactly who this guy is and how Spider-Man will try to defeat this guy, or if he can defeat this guy. We'll come to find that out in issue number 36. I hope to see you there. Until next time, I will see you soon.